Hey, pre-notification gang. Coming along great, Rip. Yeah, we'll watch the coffee video today for sure. Thanks the resub, Ross. Yeah, I heard about the speed copyright stuff. I don't know a ton about it, but I do know, like, the basics. Thanks to resub, Grease. Another object got shot down over Alaska. I saw. You gonna finish Hogwarts Legacy? I don't know. Maybe. Thanks for resub, Ethrix. Thanks to the Bits Dowland. The resub, Xavier and Viking. And a huge bulldog and ACOG. Thanks to the resub, Duza and Elvection. And the resub, US and Conrack. Thanks to resub, T-Dog, Neil, and Xerius. Well, nothing nuclear. There hasn't been a new season. Thanks to resub, Existence and Prune. I'm gonna give sub J Mundo. Thanks to tier 1, Hey Yo, and the resub, Laya and Travi Patty. I have not seen the new Last of Us episode yet. I'm still one episode behind. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Pluto. Appreciate it, man. Thanks to resub, Kuto, and the Bits VP and Lodge. Next month, Lodge, but everything gets restocked. UFOs are real, take the L. Jesus Christ, that has to be bait. UFOs are real. The government has released footage of them. You know what they're not? aliens that are visiting school children. Thanks to the resub Schmitty Jaeger Assault and the gift sub Realist and Tier 1 Sex Mafia and the Prime Skylar and the resub Squids. Yeah, I'm gonna do some Dark and Darker tonight after going through a couple of things. Thanks to resub Din. And the resub Ethan. And the Bits Forest. Yeah, the thing shot down over Alaska was another spy balloon, right? It's not exactly a UFO if they've identified it. It was another high-altitude spy balloon. A lot of balloons, Jesus Christ. They're really getting very bold with the balloon strat. Ooh, goddamn. Thank you for the 50 gift subs again, Rod. Appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good day. Thank you for the generosity. Thanks for the fat fucking drop. Thanks to resub Gummy and the Tier 1 Krabby. And the gift sub Brain and resub Cozy. And the resub Schmo, Prime Bunny and Tier 1 Gab. And the 5 gift subs Retro. Thank you, Rod. The Pentagon said it wasn't a balloon. According to what? I'm literally reading the report. Unless they, somewhere down towards the bottom, they say, well, it's actually not a balloon. Thank you. Hey, Scar. Thank you for the 21 gift subs, man. Good to see you. I hope you had a good day as well. Thank you for that, Scar. Thanks to the resub Jimbo and Tier 1 Pratt. And the resub Broody. They said they weren't 100% sure and didn't want to call it a balloon yet. Okay, that's fair. But they do have it listed as a potential balloon here. That feels like if they don't... I feel like a balloon's a pretty easy thing to recognize. I'm going to guess that it's probably another balloon. Thanks to resub Freeze and the bits Zay. And the resub Scott. Probably wouldn't do that, Zay. Thanks to the Prime Waifu. You on Fox News? What? No, this is the actual report. At least I assume what is the actual report. Thanks to Prime Fireball and the resub Ledge in Wad. The Prime Champ. Aliens are real. Why am I so defensive? Bro, I literally said I think aliens are real. They're just not on Earth. Nor do they visit Earth to probe our ass and talk to children. I did see that, Jay. That was very sweet. Thanks for resub, Ricky. Thanks to Prime Corbin. And the resub, what? What's up with Dylan Dennis? Dude's just a fucking idiot. Thanks to the resub, Oipa. Are you done with Hogwarts Legacy? I might finish it at some point, but I'm not playing it tonight. Thanks to 5 gift subs, Ifu. Appreciate it. Thanks to Prime Dicky. Thanks to the resub, Stabby. Oh yeah, I forgot the Metroid Prime remaster's out. Chat was mentioning that earlier. I'm not playing it tonight. I want to do Dark and Darker later. But yeah, I probably will touch the remaster at some point. Thanks, resub, Toph. I haven't seen anything from the remaster. I'm gonna assume it's good though. It's probably a hard thing to fuck up. Thanks for the gift sub, Pratt. And the bits, Rex. I'm sorry to hear that, Rex. Well, that wasn't the intention. I was just talking about the actual, like, him not being a good person. Thanks to resub, Ether. And the Prime, Adrian. You see your AI? Yeah, kind of. I saw one clip. The AI shit's getting crazy. The AI is going so hard. Let's see. Here, someone just posted one of the clips. I think this is the one I saw.
Moist, how would you imagine a TV show on Netflix starring Asmongold?
Oh man, I'm envisioning a show so comically bad that it ends up winning the Nobel Prize for worst TV show ever made. I'm picturing something like an Elizabethan play but starring Asmongold. It'd be like every Shakespearean play but with Asmongold in drag making owl sounds and telling off-color jokes that are too tasteless even for the crudest of stand-up comedians. Yeah, it'd be a guaranteed hit airing on Netflix, but I'm pretty sure the only audience that would find it even remotely amusing are the distant relatives of Asmongold himself. A banger. An absolute banger. The AI's tapped into my brain.
Really, now you're talking about my acting skill. Well, as I'm sure you all can agree, my awing meows, theatrical cackles, and award-winning impressions of a shagged-out possum are some of the best on the streaming scene. Plus all the deep philosophical owl dialogue written by yours truly. Trust me, it ain't trash.
Moist, how would you imagine?
Yeah, the AI is fucking great. Thanks to resub, Arthur, Jojo, and Payne. I told you, like we're not far away. Pretty soon that'll be unrecognizable. We are only I'd say a fucking couple months at this rate. It's getting really, really good. Oh, I haven't been keeping up with the Cosmic Shake speedruns. I'll have to check them out. I only saw them on day one. Thanks to the bits, Peter. And the resub Albert. Elon Musk said it'll be a bigger threat than nuclear weapons. Well, I guess it depends on how it happens. Like a Skynet situation, obviously, yeah. But as far as like AI generated content and shit goes, I don't know about that claim. Thanks to resub Albert, Scotia, and the gift sub Tony, and the resub Crow. And the anonymous 5 gift subs, and the resub Dev. Thank you for that. The bits kitties. Don't you think AI like this is scary? Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think anyone would agree with that. But I mean, it's coming, and you can't stop it. Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's a matter of learning to evolve with it. Thanks to the resub, Vinci. Some voice actors are going to take legal action against AI voice replicas of themselves. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I'm sure they probably would, because you could probably get like an AI Troy Baker at some point to be one of your voice actors, and it's far cheaper. But at a certain point, I imagine there's going to be big money in this space, and they'll probably push all of those like real people out because it's more financially viable to just have AI do it. Then you don't have to pay your actors, your voice actors, that is. Oh, there we go. Needed that. Thanks for the bits, Bunny. I don't know what that's about, Bunny. True, but AI can be used to impersonate world leaders and turn countries against each other if it gets too good. I don't think it'll ever reach that point, because you can always verify the authenticity of shit. But at a certain point, you'll never be able to trust video and audio anymore. Like as a third party. Like I feel like you wouldn't just see a random Twitter clip that has Putin making nuclear threats and like act on that. You'd probably take the steps to verify if it's a real video or not. There's the prime poop metal and the resub cringe. Can a verifier tell the difference? Yes. Right now they can. Maybe in the future it'll get so sophisticated that they can't, but right now they absolutely can. Because it's not perfect, but it's also super, super, super new, which is crazy. It is absolutely wild how far it's come in such a short period of time. There's resub club. That is absolutely horrible. I'm super sorry to hear that, Grig. That's awful. I don't. That seems very sad. I don't know if I want to read that on stream or anything. I'm really sorry to hear that though. Thanks, resub Taylor, Avuri, and Splash. In 5 years, humans will be fighting the ChatGPT overlord. I still just don't see a point where AI, like, we put AI in charge of anything meaningful. Like in Terminator, where they take over, our military. Like, I just don't see that happening. I just see it used more in everything entertainment related or anything like grunt work related. So just replace a ton of jobs. But it wouldn't get to a point where we'd actually have to actively fight them, like in Terminator. These are resub Ratchet, Clank, and Bread. Most controversial opinion? I don't think I've seen this clip.
What's your most controversial opinion?
My most controversial opinion is that all opinions are valid. Doesn't matter if you believe that Little Caesars is the hamburger equivalent of a Big Mac, or if you think the moon is actually made of cheese. It's all okay. What I do find controversial is when people try to enforce their opinion on others and expect others to simply obey with no room for discussion. That's where I draw the line. That's where I shake my head and emit a deep, resounding woo, yeah, buddy, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hubba hubba.
Yeah, hubba hubba indeed, man.
What's
That
your
is
most
some sage
controversial
wisdom
opinion?
from AI Charles there, actually. For a second there, he was fucking spitting. Unfortunately, little ghost in the machine took over there. Started drooling. I guess a hot babe walked by, but like up until then, kind of spitting. Thanks to Tier 1 Fizzy and the resub Galactic, Dementiva, and Bread. I thought that got solved, Bunny. Or rather, well, weren't they made aware last I saw? Is that still ongoing? Because that's terrible. There's the gift sub Blades. You listen to the new Linkin Park song? Yeah, I like it. Thanks to Prime Relic. I'm gonna be honest though, when I heard it, I had to wonder if AI actually did play a role in getting it out there. There were a couple moments where I was a little curious if there was like some kind of AI element to it. Because you can absolutely do AI music. They have an entire AI generated gent genre. And you can do AI vocals for your music as well, but those aren't super clean right now. But I imagine if you had a lot of money behind it, you could clean it up. The visuals are definitely AI. True, true. I was talking about like the actual musicality of it. Thanks to the 5 gift subs. Hey yo. Appreciate it, man. And the resub Mataro. The 5 gift subs Pratt. Thank you, man. I hate people who think AI just has to be part of everything. Well, it's not people that think it has to be part of everything. It is just literally going to be cheaper to have it be part of everything. Thanks to the Prime, Umar. Mike Shinoda said that it was already mixed. It just wasn't on Meteora because the vibe was too much like Numb. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Let me see this one.
Dronhin. Moist, is it true that you actually dislike Ludwig and hate that he's an owner of most esports now?
Well, it's not that I dislike Ludwig. It's more like he's the human incarnation of wet socks. He's soggy, smells bad, and just pulls the energy out of the room. What I hate is the fact that he's the one who's in control of Moist Esports now. It feels a little bit like sticking a fork in an electrical socket. You don't really want to do it, but you can't do anything to stop it. On the bright side, at least now we get to watch the sparks fly.
There's no way. There's no way AI.
Live Games asked, Aiden, would you snack on your own wiener if you...
There's no way AI would go that hard on Ludwig. No shot. It has your cadence. AI is super good at cadence. 100%. It gets intonation really well. Even in its infancy, it's pretty on the mark for a lot of it. I mean, it's still very clearly not perfect, especially for like me and the other streamers, but it's getting there, and it's still so new. Thanks to the Prime. Klebin, and Resub, Artemish, Lawson, and Tier 1 Duel, and Tier 1 Zach. Hey, wishing you and everyone, like the family's the best, Grig. And Resub, play Tendo. Thanks to Resub, Emerson. Do you plan on having a team for the new Street Fighter? Yeah, 100%. I've already been scouting. I really want a good Street Fighter presence for 6. I've been getting into watching the Street Fighter 5 tournaments that have already happened. They're pretty hype. Thanks to Resub, Seabass. Thanks to the Resub, Lost. What about Tekken 8? Oh, I've always loved Tekken Esports, so absolutely for Tekken 8 as well. Thanks, Resub Zinky. But Street Fighter 6 comes out first. That's June 2nd. I know they were made aware of it, Bunny. I thought it got handled. I'll have to look into it again. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks to Prime Fawn and Meme. And the 5 gift subs, Gunner. Thank you, man. Thanks to the Bits Mage. And Tier 1 Jinxie. No, I haven't finished Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know if I actually will or not. And yeah, I did, Mage. To answer the question, I did go there when I was a kid. It was a school field trip. Thanks to Prime Meme and Tier 1 Serpent. Thanks to Resub. Forcible and the 5 gift subs Grig and 5 gift subs Arc. Thank you for the back-to-back generosity. People are going to use AI in the stock market. They're going to use AI everywhere. That's like on the lowest level of where I think it's going to be super effective. It's still just going to be predictive. It's not going to be able to like crush the stock market super well. At least not more than they already do with technology. He's a gift sub Caldanas. I'm going to lose my job to AI. At some point, very many people are going to lose their jobs to AI. Yeah. Not far away. Thanks to Resub BN. Did I see the Inside Edition video about Waffle House brawls? The old one? Yeah. UFO shot down today. Military's literally calling it a gray cylinder that appears to have no means of propulsion. Where did you read that? I read the official report at the beginning of the stream. Nowhere in there did they mention a gray cylinder that had no apparent means of propulsion. Where is that coming from? Daily Mirror? You said the military said that, and I literally read the report. I'm genuinely asking. I'd love to read that. Like, what's the actual source? Thanks for 5 gift subs, Mage. Appreciate it, man. I know it is impressive, Miles. The AI is great. And the resub, Callie. It was a drone the size of a small car. Yeah, let me see if I can find what that guy's talking about. So when I look for the cylinder, the only source that says that is Hubu News. I don't know what the fuck Hubu News is. But I'm going to tell you that doesn't sound overwhelmingly trustworthy. So I guess I'll wait to see. I'd love if it was an actual UFO. I'll tell you one thing. If it's aliens, we're not shooting them down with any weapons we have here. No shot. For aliens to get here, again, they would be so far above us in the technological food chain, we wouldn't even be able to scratch whatever the fuck they have. From the report I read, which I think was the Pentagon report, it seems most likely to be another high-altitude spy device. Drone, balloon, whatever. I think the tier 1 evolved. The resub dog. Musical super groups are always cool. I think it's the resub Maniac and Beatles. By definition, it's a UFO. Yep. 100%. But that has become conflated with aliens. Yeah, let me see. Is there a video of it getting shot down? Because all I've seen are like pictures. Well, here, I guess these pictures are from right after it got shot down.
Identified unmanned object, the
Hello?
size of a small car.
We're calling.
Don't show, toss. What? How? How the fuck is it toss? It's literally just a pile of cloth. Here, I'll pull it up here to double check, but from what they show in this report, it looks once again like a fucking balloon. I don't know what's toss about this. Thanks to the Prime Narwhal. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know where this gray cylinder shit's coming from Hubu, but assuming these pictures are accurate, That is no gray cylinder. That actually just looks like another fucking flimsy winky dink balloon. Which would also make sense since they confirmed it was an unmanned craft. Just like the balloon. I don't know what kind of aliens are gonna travel here in fucking cloth. Or whatever that is. Plastic. That was the previous one, is it? Because this is on the new report of it. I guess it's possible they used the old stuff, but those are the only pictures right now. And there's only one source saying a gray cylinder from a website I've never heard of. So, couldn't tell you. Thanks a bit security. And the resub don't know. I saw the real pictures. It was a flying alien penis and a large one at that. God help us all. Did you hear that Boz was banning content creators that made videos about Echo ending? No, that sounds about par for the course for a soulless husk like Boz. I'm not surprised. That absolutely sounds par for the course for a guy like that. Hey, hey. Thanks to resub booger. Thanks to 5 gift sub stretch. Appreciate it, man. Thanks to the resub Oxy. Yeah, we're gonna watch the new coffee video in just a minute. Thanks to the resub Maddie and Trey. I don't even know what those are, Grig. I'll be honest with you. Been seeing your epic skate tricks on TikTok. That's, yeah, Matt showed me that today. Is that like a whole like genre? It was from the 2004 breakup music video when I was skating. Well, that's a generous term for it. People are repurposing it on TikTok. Shit's wild. He's a tier 1 doctor. Thanks the bit shmoney. Show us? I don't even know where I'd find it. But I'll show you the scene that they're taking. Like, I saw one for Even Flow. That's the one Matt showed me. But it's from this music video. So it's this part right... Where is it? Where does it come in? Do I skate in the beginning? Oh, yeah. So it's like this shit, and then one of my like actual epic rides. Where's my long ride? My steady cruise. Oh, it's from the other video. the one I did behind the scenes where I showed like the full skating. But yeah, like all that skating shit for some reason is getting big on TikTok with weird, well not weird music, all kinds of different music. Thanks to the resub Tam Thomas and gift sub Gab. 28 bunny. If Lil Wayne can make himself pro, so can you. True. That is super accurate. Thanks to give sub realist and the resub piano, CLM, and Magnus. We'll resub Cypher. Your dog eating? Yeah, they're both eating some treats. I don't know why, but they come in here to eat the treats. Things that give sub easy. And the resub Florida in 2. Yeah, I've seen like a ton of the AI clips. Oh, and Todd Howard's been a very popular candidate. One of the comments under the skate TikTok said you skate like you're going through physical therapy. That was the one that Matt pointed out as well. That's a banger. Did I see all the crazy NBA trade deadline stuff? Not really. I know there was a lot of hooting and hollering about it though, so it must have been kind of crazy. Things are the bits easy. Thanks to the bits bunny and give sub Ralphie in the prime red. Yeah, I know Kyrie went to the Mavericks. KD to the Suns. Nice. And the Heat stayed the same. Alright, I'm gonna take a tinkle real quick, then we'll watch the CoffeeZilla video. Be right back. Thanks to the resub. Daz. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm back. Thanks for your sub, Connor. And the 10 gift subs, Rod. Thank you, Rod.
I'm scamming a scammer today, but I won't know if my plan works until the end of this video, because as I'm recording it, my plan hasn't really come together yet. So we'll find out what happens, but win or lose, the point of this video is to tackle one of my biggest pet peeves, which is scammers calling out other
just in
scammers
general.
to make themselves look good. I guess the logic is, oh, I can't scam you, I call out scams. And what kills me is that it actually works. People fall for this all the time, and it drives me crazy. So today, I want to flip.
I highly doubt. Do they actually? I highly doubt it. I haven't really seen anything like that. For example, like the one he pulled up there with Dokwon. He immediately got grilled. Like almost instantly. But maybe on like a case-by-case basis, maybe they do, and I just haven't noticed. Yeah, they definitely do, bro. Just look at Logan Paul. What do you mean, bro? Look at Logan Paul. He got absolutely fucking steamed for like a week. And then he did something cool in the WWE and everyone unanimously forgave him and forgot all about the scam. But they weren't like, oh, Logan, he would never scam because he calls out scammers. It was, he would never scam because I don't care to look into it. Or, yep, he fucking scammed because I looked into it. That guy was getting absolutely fucking grilled. There's a resub Ghoul, Crosby, Sakito, Jammin, Stupidity in the Prime, Tint, and Tier 1 Zig, and the resub Garlic. War on Rugs. That's one I've talked about a lot, but I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, I guess that's a good example. War on Rugs was a Twitter account dedicated to pulling out rug pulls in the crypto community, and they also launched their own crypto coin, their own little shit coin. And then they eventually rugged it and then left a little departing villain message saying you guys should really stop blindly believing everything in the crypto space and like investing in shit like this. So, I guess that is a good example where people just trusted them because they call out scams and then fell for their own scam. That's genius. Yeah, I mean, it worked super well. They made like 3 mil, I think. Something like that. Thanks to resub Luck and Bobby.
Script on one of these people and attempt to have a scammer call themselves out. It's like Inception, but for con men. We could call it Conception. Dylan Dennis is an MMA fighter famous for 2 things: cage fighting and not fighting KSI.
True.
But on December 23rd, he decided to be famous.
Also, apparently, I didn't know this until recently. He's not even famous for actually fighting. He's famous for just being a guy that, like, kind of rides Conor McGregor's dick. What's his actual fighting record? Let me see. Because I said the same thing. I'm like, yeah, he actually fights. But his actual MMA record is 2-0. He has fought 2 times. Once in 2018 and once in 2019. Look at this shit. So he's not really a fighter. he's fought twice. Like, his whole claim to fame is, yeah, I'm a fucking stupid asshole. And that's it. And he won't even fight a YouTuber. %100% win rate, that is true. He is undefeated. But then again, so am I in MMA, to be fair. I am also undefeated. It's kind of meaningless when you don't have a whole lot of fights under your belt. Thanks to the Prime, Darth.
As for a third thing, calling out the scammers. He writes in a tweet, "Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." Now, of
Thanks,
course,
Dylan.
No one's gonna really disagree with this, so the likes rolled in. But what Dylan doesn't
What a
tell you
saint.
is he also
What a
has a
saint.
history of scamming people on Twitter. And what Dylan didn't know is that there was a detective watching him. That detective was not me, actually. I wish it was me. It was my buddy Zach XBT on Twitter who
Whoa!
said, "Damn, Dylan Dennis is a scumbag. Feel
Hey, this is all coming full circle. You might remember Zach from the BitBoy crypto thing. He was the guy that like tracked all of his moonshots and like called out a whole bunch of shit there. This guy is actually super, like a super valuable resource for pretty much anything in that space. He just commits so much, like, time into investigating the shit, and then just posting all of it just freely on there, just for the sake of dunking. That's crazy that he makes a cameo in here as well on Dylan Dennis.
Feel bad for everyone he scammed. And then Zach showed some tweets of Dylan promoting obvious scams, which then rug pulled. Now, I was going to kind of leave it there, a little nice Twitter dunk, but it got me thinking. You know, deleted scam tweets are the internet equivalent of roaches in your house. In both cases, if you see more than one of them, there's a lot more you don't see. So I reached back out to Zach and I said, hey, good tweet, but I want to find out how many scams exactly this guy has promoted. So Zach started digging through the garbage bin of deleted tweets, and we found out pretty quick there were a lot more.
What the fuck is it? Baby Dinger? What the fuck? Baby Dinger token is the next Shiba Inu. Oh man, if anyone has any baby dingers, you should immediately just lose the right to earn money in your life. You don't deserve it anymore. Oh my. Holy shit. Thanks a gift sub Saints and the resub Grass Zombie and the Prime Dark. Christ. Thanks for the bits Adonis and Sylvie. And the Prime High Tide. Ring Dinger. Hey, let's not besmirch the good name of the Ring Dinger. That's as far from Web3 crypto as you get. That is literally an old man who snaps your head off.
But I realized it was going to take Zach some time to get the results we needed. So we're going to go back to him at the end of this video. But right now, I had a bigger problem, which is that to show this full scheme, I needed not only the number of scam tweets, I also needed to know how much he got paid for all this stuff, for these scams he promoted. So even after looking through the blockchain, I couldn't find anything. So I needed a social engineering approach to figure out how much he got paid. I wanted to trick Dylan into giving me the amount. The rough idea was to approach Dylan and say, hey, I created this dumb NFT project that's completely fake. How much would it cost for you to promote it? He gives me an answer and I have my price. But of course I realized he actually knows who I am because he's tweeting about my Crypto Zeus series. So I can't contact him directly about this. I needed kind of someone who could reach out on my behalf, who looked like he would be serious about selling you an NFT collection. And that's when I thought of my buddy Oompaville.
Yes.
This is a guy who's actually really sweet in real life.
I did know Oompaville played a big role in this here. So that is exciting. Very smart. CoffeeZilla recognized that Dylan would certainly say no, knowing for sure that it's a honeypot if it was CoffeeZilla that reached out. So he used Oompaville, whom, I mean, that looks like a well-adjusted man to me. Like, that's a trustworthy face right there. So he used him as the proxy. That's genius.
But his particular profile on Twitter says NFT salesman 100%. So I contacted him to contact Dylan on my behalf. And I told him to say, hi Dylan, I'm launching a crypto NFT platform called Sour.gg and was wondering what your rate is for an Instagram story post or Twitter post for promotion. We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know as we're trying to launch relatively soon. Now, I guess as we wait for him to respond, let me explain that Sour.gg, that website is not a real crypto NFT platform. Nothing in this video is a crypto or real NFT, so you cannot buy crypto. I want to be super clear as we talk about this. Not only that, the actual website we sent him to is just a landing page for one of Oompa's candy businesses, but it kind of looks a little NFT-like. There's this little purple monkey thing in the corner.
His candy
slaps,
I thought
it would
by the way.
Dylan, and I was actually right, because Dylan immediately responds with, want to do a tweet? And then I love this next part. What is it? I like the order of that, let's promote it. And then underneath it, what am I promoting? And it's at this point I realized
it's secondary.
This is not only my chance to find out how much Dylan gets paid for all these scam promotions, it's also my chance to test Dylan Dennis. He says Logan Paul is so bad. He feels so bad for the victims, but let's see if he's so different. So I decided that this fake NFT project I would be pitching him was going to be just like CryptoZoo. In fact, to do this, I basically copied almost word for word CryptoZoo's white paper, saying the following.
Baby.
Sour.gg may appear to solely function as an NFT collection, but it's much, much more. Sour allows users to earn sweet tokens that are openly traded via a yield that is based on the rarity of a given candy NFT.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coffee, I love the attention to detail here. I think that is super smart. I'm not convinced Dylan Dennis can read. I think he might be illiterate. So he just saw words on the page and he's like, man, this is legit. All these words, they have meaning, I have no doubt. I'm in. I am confident he had no fucking clue what anything in that white paper said. But I appreciate you went the extra mile and set it up that way for it.
Just in case you didn't think it was obvious enough, I decided to leave Dylan one last hint. I signed off with a nonsense statement saying, quote, "Come obtain fun friends, enter exciting zones, indescribably lush. Look out, adventurer." Now this is a sentence which means nothing unless you lay it out by the first letter of every word. And then it spells CoffeeZilla.
Oh.
So don't say I didn't warn him. And obviously,
that's
even
way
if
too
I
smart for
hadn't warned
Dylan.
him, Dylan Dennis surely wouldn't promote a CryptoZoo project, right? Because he's, he feels too bad for the victims. He wouldn't promote something nearly
As he resub
identical.
Andrea and Zeke.
He said, "Sounds dope." And then ETH? Question mark? And at this point, I'm just a little surprised by how easy this all is. Zero due diligence is
I'm not
being
surprised
done
at all.
here. We have created the weakest facade possible for an NFT scam, and he's just immediately on board. Of course, for a price. I mean, that is the one thing he actually did care about, which might not surprise you. And it's the one thing he actually pushed back on, because I told him I wanted to pay him $1,000, and he said, that's pretty low for me. So we negotiated and landed on a payment rate of $5,000 for a 24-hour post about our NFT project, which does not exist. After we settled on that, he sent me payment information.
I am shocked he can even get 5K for a tweet. His Twitter isn't exactly what you'd call booming. The only time he gets engagement is when people are laughing at him. Like here, let me go to his Twitter real quick. Let's see, what's his most recent tweet? Because he deleted this one, I remember that. His most recent one is, if Alexander Volkanovsky beats... okay, it's a fight. I'll give one person who likes this tweet $1,500 and must be following to win. So he's actually having to do fucking... He has to farm. He has to do giveaway farming. But before that, it's literally nothing. And he got 8K likes on the farm. So even by those standards, that's pretty low. So I'm shocked that he's actually asking 5K. Though I doubt many people are actually giving it to him. Thanks to the gift sub Shelby and the resub Jack and the Prime Merc and the resub Nasu.
Which really established a lot for us. We got answers to most of our questions. First, how much he gets paid per post. And we also got an Ethereum address from Dylan, which I hoped was going to link to all his other payments, but I didn't give him enough credit here. Dylan gave us a brand new crypto wallet just for this transaction.
Whoa!
Which seems to imply that he probably makes new wallets for every new deal he does, which is
definitely not
true.
his own idea.
And at this point, I realized I had a choice to make.
Someone told him to do that.
Take what I learned, present it to you guys, and stop this little charade I had with Dylan and make my video. And Dylan would just keep doing this because his fans wouldn't know.
Wait,
Or
what was that
I
last one? Was that Face Riders? What the fuck? Did I read that correctly? Right before Baby Dinger.
And Dylan would just keep doing this.
Oh, I'm writing with Faceless. Gotcha. I thought that said Face Riders. I was like, damn, another fucking wild one.
Because his fans wouldn't know. Or I could try to teach him and his fans a lesson in a bit of a different way, which is actually pay Dylan to post a link to our fake NFT project. But the twist would be, as soon as he posts that link, it will become a website dedicated to every scam tweet Dylan Dennis has ever done. And remember that this website would be linked by Dylan Dennis himself to all of his fans, directly showing them proof that he's scammed them multiple times. And we'll figure out how many times, again, in just a second. But I first want to say, I thought about this a while because this plan has its own risks. I mean, the number one risk is that Dylan just doesn't post and steals my money. And then the number two risk is Well, what if he finds out we duped him and then immediately deletes everything? We don't get our money's worth. So to remedy that, because I really wanted to do this plan, was to structure the payment
Saya,
so that
Jay,
I
gifts
paid
from
him
Shelby.
$1,000 up front, but didn't pay him the rest until he kept the tweet for certain periods of time. And to my surprise, he agreed to the terms. And
That's smart. That's super smart. Yeah, so space it out so that way you can get the most juice for the squeeze here off the tweet staying live. I can also promise you, Dylan Dennis has no idea what any of these words he's using here mean. He's used too much punctuation. There's 2 periods in there. That's far more than his reading level permits. He's got percentage sign in there, some underlines, parentheses. Dylan Dennis tapped out once he saw payment structure. He's like, all right, payment. I know that one. Okay, whatever else.
And so this is where I'm going to leave things with him. At this point, I have a lot of things to do before Friday, which is the day I told him this whole fake thing is launching. So I'm going to go do that and go get prepared for Friday. I will see you guys then. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you slept well. I didn't sleep much at all. We're working really hard to get this whole thing figured out. So I'm just in the apartment right here, and we're going to just get ready together here because I got a lot to tell you guys. We don't have time at the studio to get it all done, so I got to prepare you here. Let me just set the stage for you, though, for what's happened since I last recorded. Number one, we created SoursNFT.com, which is our actual fake landing page for the NFT project. It's got all these cute Candyland fake NFTs that don't exist. Now, the idea is this is what he's initially going to promote. And then I also created our little switcheroo website, which is just a website with all his previous transgressions. Now, I did talk to some
I want to read that one. What was that? I'm bullish on what? These all have the worst names. I'm bullish on Rock Smart Chain. Rocket Raccoon. Hype.
Now, I did talk to some people who were a bit concerned that maybe I hadn't fully been transparent with Dylan. That maybe I should be more transparent with Dylan about what's going on so he doesn't say I trapped him in this whole thing. So what I decided to do, just to make sure we cover our bases here, is I drew up a contract for Dylan to sign before this whole thing goes live.
He didn't read it.
And in it, I lay the whole thing out. And this is what I meant by headwinds. This is where he probably will catch us. Because in black and white, I lay out our whole scheme right in front of him. So it literally says, like, you're going to be the butt of the joke. It says people aren't doing due diligence. It says that we're going to be switching the website to show his prior promotions. So we lay out the whole thing there.
Oh,
and
no.
What we're really banking on is he's not going to read any of this. He's just going to see money and just sign it, which is the whole
100%.
point of this entire
He
thing.
can't
So
read
I
it.
think it fits. Hopefully we don't end up sabotaging our own project by double checking, covering our bases here. But either way, that's what's going on. Also, ZachXBT finished finding all the scams of this guy. So we're going to go back to the studio and check those out. All right,
that's so
I'm back,
good.
and we have the results from ZachXBT. He found over 20 projects
Mm.
that Dylan promoted and then tried deleting, where many of them were rug pulls and scams. It was at this point he just gave up looking for more because there were so many. So we added those to the website.
Huge.
But I'm sure many of you are also curious about what's going on with Dylan Dennis. So we're going to go check back in with our liaison, Oompa, because at this point, the whole thing is set up, and it's all just resting on whether he does any due diligence or not. Let's see what happens.
Carla, Bubs,
Tell us
Mello,
where we're
Maul,
at
and the
with
Prime Mojo,
Dylan.
and
So
Scalps.
he seems to have taken the bait. There's one final step. Obviously, we have to get him to make the tweet. You just sent $10 to him, right? Just to
Yeah, I wanted to bait him so that we can send the contract, and he's going to be like waiting for the money. What now? I mean, is he responding?
He said sounds good, and then shortly after he said got it, to saying that he got the $10 we sent as a test for his transaction.
Now comes the actual
He's a
moment
5
of truth.
subs,
We're about to
huge
send the
IQ.
contract.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Sending it. All right, and then I'm sending the drive link.
I mean, we've sent the contract now. We're just waiting. We're literally waiting.
He's going to instantly respond with the sign.
Lit.
It's going to be less than 2 minutes.
Oh, I agree, bro. I agree.
It was 3 minutes. I was so fucking close. I was so close.
Idiot.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, he agreed.
I was so
and
close.
You might notice that we weren't actually able to use DocuSign and get his signature because it was experiencing outages at the moment, the actual website. But we were able to just have him do a written agreement in DMs that he agreed to our terms. And although
That is real, by the way. If you get in writing something like that, that is actually an enforceable thing. It's not as strong as like a full signature, but that is like actually enforceable. So, what a fucking moron. Holy shit. Thanks to the resub, Wiz, Bo, and Mixed in the Prime Super.
it was very shocking that he actually did it.
By
I
a
have to
court
be
of law, though, yes, you can actually use that. If this somehow did make it to court, that is an actual actionable agreement. You did, in writing, say you agree to the terms that were presented. Even though it wasn't a DocuSign, which would have been stronger, obviously, it is still an actionable thing. Yeah, 100%.
Honest. It was here that the pressure really ramped up because at this point, I paid Dylan $1,000 and now we're just waiting for him to post. And I'm really worried that what if he reads the document in that time and realizes what's going on? But that's when Dylan gave us a lucky break, but also gave us a few curveballs. Okay, big news, boys. A little update. Ahead of schedule.
They're so
by the way,
excited.
my heart, I cannot take this. I was already telling Upa, I was like, we have to just go forward with this because I'm not ready. I cannot take all the suspense. And Dylan texted us, hey, should I just go ahead and tweet? So we're just going to say yes. Go ahead and tweet.
Just refreshing now, I guess. See what he says.
Run
There's been
it.
so much work that goes into this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dylan starts talking about, where's your community? So we have to whip up this community from nowhere.
Oh,
Our
fuck.
community doesn't exist. We had to create a Twitter profile. We had to buy a bunch of botted followers.
An hour ago, it didn't exist.
I don't think I've ever been so excited about something in my life.
Nice.
Dude.
What was the total spend on this, I imagine?
He tweeted it!
Huge.
I can't believe he did it.
He actually did it. He just tweeted it.
What an idiot. What? I can't believe it. What can I say?
So I knew this tidbit of information real quick before he points it out. The actual tweet just has the word scam in it. Sour NFT candies are moonbound. Scam.
Believe
It's
it.
so adorable.
What can I say? He
They couldn't have
promoted
made it
a
any more
tweet
clear.
Which literally spells out in first letters the word scam.
Yep.
I hope this has been highly educational for you guys, that most of these influencers do zero work vetting these projects, contracts, and NFTs. If you enjoyed our work, please consider becoming a patron. High effort.
How long did you leave it up there?
investigative
It was a
journalism like
few
this
hours,
takes
I think.
A long time and a lot of setup, but I think you'll agree it's worth it. I also want to give a big thanks to both Oompaville and Zach XBT who helped me pull this off. Please go follow them because they're helping us get to the point where influencers will wonder when they take these deals in the future, am I agreeing to be the butt of a joke? And of course, the answer to that question when you're shilling NFTs is always yes. So
Anything
anyways, thanks for
in the
watching,
crypto
and I'll see you in the
space.
next one.
Absolutely. Even if you're buying the NFTs, you're the butt of a joke. Oh man, Dylan. Now he's ducking CoffeeZilla and Oompaville's attempt to communicate just like he ducked KSI's fight. God damn. It's all he knows. Yeah, he'll never mention this, unfortunately. That's his modus operandi. He just is a fucking perpetual loser, I guess. Thanks, Resub, Ignarius, and Dusty. Oh, I did see that. There was a lot of brain rot takes about how what CoffeeZilla did is actual entrapment. And I'm pretty sure those people are just as CTE riddled as Dylan Dennis to think that what CoffeeZilla did is anything even remotely associated with entrapment. It's not even close. CoffeeZilla did everything possible to let Dylan know what was going on. He even put in the fucking contract he agreed to that it is literally him just being a joke. It's not real. He laid out everything, and he still agreed to it. That couldn't be further from entrapment. Thanks the Prime. Luigi Pugs in items. Is the website still up? No, I think they took all of that down after he posted the tweet. The guy got 1K. He did get 1K. He did get $1,000 out of it, so that's a Dylan W, baby. Fucking big one from Dylan. Thanks a good sub, Bamboozlin. But also lost rep. He had none to begin with. I legitimately don't think Dylan Dennis has a single fan. Like, actually not a single one. People just laugh at him. In fact, if you go to his goddamn giveaway tweet right now, people aren't even participating in the actual giveaway. They're just spamming the clown emoji. Jesus Christ. He can't even, like, actively farm children on Twitter. He doesn't have fans. Did you see Lily Pichu and Toast react to what's inside your fridge? Oh, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I remember they wanted a video of my fridge. My fridge is entirely composed of leftovers. It's always composed of leftovers. So it's just Tupperware full of leftovers. I didn't know that already went up. I was wondering what Chatter was talking about yesterday. Do you throw the leftovers away? What? No, it's to... So make a lot of food, eat your dinner, and then that food that you've made, you put in the fridge. Eat it tomorrow. Cycle continues. So like I have like 2 Tupperware things of some like spaghetti from a few nights back. But it all stays just within like a 5-day period. So it never like gets rotten or spoiled or anything. He's the tier 1 jumbo and the tier 1 schooled. Thanks, the resub tomato. Tiana's playing more Kingdom Hearts. Thanks, the resub gamer Matt in tier 1. Coma. New tech. Hey, Kronos. New tech was found in Exodus. Like, I checked just before going live. Like, is it brand new? Preserving angular velocity. Oh, are they finally actually using the box launches? Oh, no. World record's 23 minutes right now. Who are the top 3 runners? Here, I'll just pull it up right now. There's a current leaderboard. Holy shit. Well, that's going to be a big one. Yeah, the challenge ends in 4 days. I think it's gonna. I think we're going sub 20. Thanks to tier 1 Zach and the resub Sam. No, the strats are so fucking big brain, it's unreal. Execute Sublime. Alright. God, that's so fucking galaxy brain. How much time does this save? Thanks to the resub Biffy and the gift sub Zach. Probably Sylvie. How much time does that save? Because that seems like a ton. Live chase. I'll wait till it's over. Unknown right now, maybe a minute or 2. Fuck, that's so big. It'll go sub 20. Before competition ends, it'll go sub 20. No, I don't watch police chases live just because of the potential toss. Like if they get into an accident or hit someone or get themselves killed or something, I don't watch police chases live. I'll wait till it's done. Plus it could just be boring too. Thanks, resub Sleepy. Thanks the resub, Bree. Yeah, I have not gotten to play Dark and Darker yet. I was trying to blast through Harry Potter, but it just kept making me super sleepy. So I still haven't beaten that, but I am going to just play some Dark and Darker soon. That sounds about par for the course, Sylvie. When's the next Moist Esports match? Tomorrow morning, Rocket League top 8, we play Liquid. Yeah, I heard Caleb got banned. I don't know why. I don't think anyone knows why. No, Apex LAN finished. We got 6th. Thanks, the resub OBU. Dr. Stephen Greer. Isn't that John C. Reilly's character? You see Apex is finally getting TDM? Yeah. No, Matt, Danny, and I are talking about it today. We are going to start grinding Apex again. And I am fully committing to a controller grind. I'm going to climb. Is there some Bigfoot? I'm just not a big Harry Potter guy, Bigfoot, so a lot of it's just kind of boring to me. The writing hasn't drawn me in. The story's pretty good. Visuals are good. I like the combat, but most of it's just exposition for things I don't really care about. I think the prime Kesp and resub sour. That sounds unhinged, Sylvie. Thanks to resub Clementine and happy early birthday. Was this the first Apex LAN finalist your crew made it to? Well, yeah, this is the first Moist Esports Apex LAN, and we got 6th place. It's fucking huge. Waltzy and MT, though, were at the last Apex LAN, though, as Team Burger. And I believe they got 15th then. Thanks to resub, EBN. Dankin, just don't even bring that up. I wasn't playing controller then. I was rusty. Just wait till I get fucking nasty at controller. You should play through Skyrim. Why? I mean, I might replay it when Skyrim 6 comes out in 15 years. Yeah, I already saw that one, so we were talking about that earlier. Or, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. Sorry, not Skyrim 6, whatever. Yeah, I'm waiting for the police chase to finish. And then we'll watch the police chase, and then I'm going to hop on Dark and Darker. I think that's going to be the plan. Let me know, Christian. That does sound promising. Thanks to resub, Jack. No, I don't think I'd do that, Golden. Mainly just moist meter the new shit. You got a squad already for Dark and Darker? No, I figured we were gonna play. Do you have gym advice for a beginner? Like, do you mean in terms of workouts or mentality? Mentality is you need to realize people aren't paying attention to you. I know a big hang up for a lot of people is the worrying, like the pressure of people judging them. I can promise you the vast majority of people at the gym are not even paying any fucking attention to you. If they look at you, I can assure you they're pretty much looking through you. Paying you no mind. There's a resub Astro and Coolio. Probably not schooled. Is that not the character from John C. Riley? I've already seen most of that. Have you seen the new Fast X trailer? Is it out? The new Fast and Furious trailer? Okay, okay. I did not know this came out. Let's go. I think it's tier 1 golem.
I know that this road has been very hard.
This is so hype. I went too far back. I just saw her in 80 for Brady. She played Mora in 80 for Brady. Man, her career skyrocketing.
I know that this road has been very hard. And yet here you are, building this magnificent family.
What's going on in that head of yours?
Something little B said it. He said, Dad, they're not afraid of anything. But I am. I'm afraid of losing someone I love.
Whoa.
Dominic Toretto, you're about to learn all about fear. Oh. You built such a beautiful
Jason
life,
Momoa, huh?
filled with love and family.
I never got that chance.
You stole that from me. My future.
What? Wait, what? What is this? What? Why? Why are they just gonna have him be like security guard from Fast and Furious 5? Yeah, they just AI inserted him into Fast 5.
And now, I'm gonna break yours. Piece by piece.
He's coming for you with everything.
Brie Larson!
I'm not sure anymore.
And John Cena! Wee!
One of us might not come back from this. But we have to fight.
Never accept death when suffering is owed.
It's a setup.
I think they reset
trying to tear us
Danny
apart.
and Nate.
Winning used to be about winning. We raced for respect. Today,
Now we race to
I
survive.
to stop the bloodbath.
That's the problem with having such a big family. How do you choose the ones you save? Let's race!
Jesus Christ.
You still know how to drive? What do you think? It's showtime. Here we go!
Game recognizes game.
This actually is just like the fucking Expendables at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if Chuck Norris is somewhere in here as well, with Sylvester Stallone.
I'm coming for you, son.
Here they come.
You will never be able to break my family.
No! Jesus Christ! Oh, he's fine.
Good morning, sunshine.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be like a some kind of like brain transplant or something. Hype. You know I'm going to see it. He's a bit Sylvie. Oh, I haven't even heard of that movie before. Thanks to the resub cap. Whatever happened to The Rock's character? He got written out because him and Vin Diesel can't play nice. The Rock's got such a fucking crazy ego. I actually really just don't even think it's Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel also has a huge ego. He fucking compared himself to Tolkien, apparently. At least according to what Aaron read this morning. But, like, The Rock has such a huge ego. They just couldn't get along. Thanks to the bits, Sunshine and Sylvie. That's a cool concept, Sylvie. I can look that up. That Aaron shit has a 2% chance of being right. Yeah, but it really sounds like something Vin Diesel would have like actually said. I'll look it up. Why don't I just look it up now? Let's see. Nope, it's 100% a real thing. Vin Diesel compares Fast and Furious to Lord of the Rings. This is reported by major sources. Here, we'll go to GameSpot, though. Why not? Fuck it. Actor Vin Diesel has commented on and compared his Fast and Furious franchise to J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. He says it's become difficult to expand the mythology of the Fast and Furious franchise, not unlike how Diesel believes Tolkien must have had a difficult time expanding the Lord of the Rings universe. When I think of, like, grand-scale game-changing works like Tolkien's, I usually think immediately after that is Vin Diesel did it better, though. So he's not wrong. This is the interview, I guess.
You obviously started this, you were a little younger. Yeah. Does it get a little harder as you go on? Like, does the...
Why is it so quiet?
Oh, my back! Oh, someone! Give me a Tylenol. No, does it... You know what gets harder? The work off screen. The thinking, the expanding... There's a reason why Tolkien stopped writing after a while. Because it's so hard to continue mythologies. Nobody thinks about it in that context, but it's real. It's not the easiest thing in the world to.
This is the Lord of the Rings of action movie.
This is the Lord of the Rings of action. Well said, from your mouth to God's ears. It's so true. I should have stopped after the Hobbit.
Hey, I've been saying it for years. Fast and Furious is the Lord of the Rings of action movies. Thanks resub Chard and Hero. The bits Rad and Sylvie. And the resub Enchilada. Clickbait, he didn't actually say it? What? No, that they're not putting that in quotes. It's they put the mythology in quotes. Vin Diesel was the one that immediately made the comparison to Lord of the Rings. Well, more specifically, Tolkien talking about his writing. It's a direct quote. That's exactly how it started. It was an analogy. Yeah, but a really weird one to choose. Like, that's like me saying, after writing the song Filthy, I now understand what it must have been like for... Christ, I don't know, Shakespeare to write the Epic of Hamlet. Like, he's not technically wrong. Like, yeah, it was probably difficult, just like Filthy was difficult to write. So there's a lot of comparisons to draw there. It wasn't that bad to write an article about. I mean, everything gets an article written about it. That's not surprising at all. It's just a goofy thing. Literally everything gets an article written about it now. Thanks the resub Davey and Cultivation. Just an analogy. Of course it is just an analogy. It's just it's a silly one. Like, why would you ever even bring up Tolkien in relation to the work on Fast and Furious, talking about the mythologies of Fast and Furious versus the mythologies of Tolkien? It's just a weird comparison. I don't know why we're even splitting hairs over it. If they said that about a Marvel movie, would you be saying the same thing? Oh, it's just an analogy. Captain Marvel, like, during the promotion, they were like, yeah, Captain Marvel's a really hard thing to write, much like Tolkien's mythologies. Would you be like, oh, it's just an analogy? You can like Fast and Furious and still say, yeah, it was kind of a silly analogy to make. The chase just ended. Was it ABC 7? Well, it's still going. There's still a chance that he just gets into something toss related. I'll wait a minute. Is the resub Uni in the Prime Dino? That is upsetting. More Riddick would be cool. I like Riddick. Thanks to the Bits Lodge. It is all over? It looked like they still had guns drawn on the car. Okay, it does kind of look like they're standing around. Alright.
100.
Thanks to resub Lukey in topics. Hold on before we start this though, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna fill up my water. I'm back. I'm guessing that's our protagonist. When was this? Like 3 minutes ago? I don't think that's the guy. When does it start? Okay, that's probably the guy. That guy's kind of zooming. He's a tier 1 dime. He stole a car, which is what started it. Gotcha. Thanks, resub. Sorian. Is it muted? No, they just haven't done their live sports casting of the police chase yet. Yeah, we were going over that earlier-ish. Next to the Prime Rat. Ooh, this all could be a big Fast X promotion. Getting ready for the Fast 10 release. This guy is really punching it. Jinkies. That vehicle's got some real get up and go to her. Oh, here comes the announcer.
Copy that.
There he is.
Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on ABC7.com and our ABC7 streaming apps. Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD as we
I love how he
follow a
introduces it like an
high-speed
actual
pursuit
event.
through South LA. Now, this person has crisscrossed a number
Hey, welcome
of
to the
freeways.
Moist
This all
Esports
started
broadcast
in
of
the
this
Buena
live police
Park
chase.
area after a home invasion. Buena Park PD pursuing this home invasion suspect up
Oh, it was
the
a home
5
invasion,
freeway.
not stealing.
Anaheim PD assisting in this pursuit
Carjacking.
until he got into LA County, and now CHP and the LA County Sheriff's Department have been juggling this pursuit. He has been on the 105 and the 110 at various points, doing extreme speeds. Eventually, on the 110 freeway, he got off at Florence, was out of the vehicle, and carjacked a new vehicle.
Oh,
the
there is a
original car
carjacking.
was a silver hatchback. Now the suspect is in a black sedan, which you see here, approaching this red light, getting off the freeway now at 120th Street. He is at the 105, getting off at 120th, going at a high rate of speed with the airship above him. Those ground units, however, for the time being, have
Thanks for
pulled
resub
off
loading.
because this pursuit
The
is
bitch
just
icy.
too dangerous. LA County Sheriff making that call just moments ago. The driving was too dangerous. They decided they have enough intelligence from the helicopter to try and track him from above for now until they have a better opportunity to catch up with him. But right now, California Highway Patrol is standing back per the request of the LA County Sheriff's Department. Now, he's in in an industrial area here in Hawthorne. Coming up on Hawthorne Airport.
Oh,
again, still
I thought it was the other car.
pushing the pedal to the metal, about double the speed limit as he makes his way down Crenshaw Boulevard. We are only aware of the driver inside of this car, not clear if there was anybody else inside the car when he carjacked this vehicle just about 10 minutes ago. So again, a car, tapping,
boy,
front bumper there with that SUV.
Uh-oh.
At a high
Little
rate of
love
speed.
tap on the
Now
way
coming
by.
up on a little bit of traffic now on Crenshaw Boulevard at 131st. Very aggressive.
This guy's gonna do a
driving,
citizen's arrest on him
crisscrossing all
now.
of these
We need to
lanes
exchange
here,
information,
and now it looks
asshole.
like that car that he hit is trying to catch up with him. So an SUV tapped there by the rear bumper, and now he's trying to chase this car, which is now under the
God,
night
I hope
sun
he does it.
of the LA County Sheriff's Department, again, trying to squeeze through this traffic on Crenshaw Boulevard, going southbound.
There's the bits again, Sylvie.
Southbound Crenshaw Boulevard at 75 miles per hour. Another red light coming up here. All 3 lanes occupied. Let's see if he squeezes
going
by
on the
here
sidewalk.
or jumps the curb. Right
Yeah,
now he is in
sidewalk.
that right lane. It's the black Audi that you see right there.
Oh,
with
maybe
his
not.
brakes starting to smoke a bit. Cutting
Oh,
off with the
God.
Mercedes, tapping the bumper there, and another collision.
This guy's
Here
just
comes some
running
more black
around,
and
just
whites.
giving little
More
taps,
black
little
and
paint
whites entering the
exchange.
pursuit now, engaging with this suspect. It looks to be LA County Sheriff's Department. Will try and confirm that in
Jesus
just a
Christ.
second. Now doing close to 100 miles per hour eastbound on Rosecrans Avenue. Turning onto Rosecrans Avenue from Crenshaw at 100 miles per hour.
Oh.
On the green light there. Let's see what's up ahead of him here. He's got lots of traffic on Rosecrans. He's weaving across these lanes, trying to evade those 2 officers behind him. Again, a helicopter above, 2 black and whites behind him.
Holy shit.
A pursuit that has crossed over the county line on several freeways.
This
and
guy's
extreme
burning
speeds, and those
rubber
extreme
out
speeds
here.
Are continuing now in a separate vehicle, which this person has carjacked here in the last 15 minutes. Now, look at this. He is coming up on more traffic, trying to get around here, has no problem tapping these other cars to get them to move out of the way. Slowing down a little bit. As soon as he finds a straightaway, he will press it once again. Again, those LA County Sheriff's units having a really difficult time trying to keep up with this suspect. Another near miss right there. And again, he is on a
Man, this guy
on the
is
run of his life here. This
ruthless.
is a dangerous suspect behind the wheel of this Audi. It's a stolen Audi. It is the second vehicle he has carjacked this evening. The original one was home invasion. Look at this, somebody crossing the street there as he passes through. I forget, I did not catch that that cross street in any event. We're westbound.
First
on
LA
eastbound
driver to
Rosecrans
use blinkers.
At, it looks like
All right.
into a shopping center now. Into a shopping center.
Maybe. Oh, nope.
Suspect using that parking lot to
What a
come at the
move.
other end of Vermont Avenue, coming back onto Rosecrans in the oncoming lanes of traffic, going the wrong way on Vermont, now turning back onto eastbound Rosecrans
What
Avenue.
the fuck? So he went through the parking lot just to go back to the same street he was on. This guy's off his gourd.
LA County Sheriff still with their helicopter overhead calling out the shots for those units on the ground. And now
Why
we
even
have
evade?
some
There's no way
units,
out.
Code 3
I don't
right
know.
behind them. They've
I
managed
really
to
don't
catch
know.
up with them once again.
Very
as he
rarely
gets
can you
onto the
escape the
110
chopper.
freeway. He's getting onto the
And you have to
110
be very lucky.
off of Rosecrans.
It's fucking dumb to even try.
Southbound 110 freeway. Southbound 110 freeway at 125 miles per hour.
Thanks to the tier
California
1
Highway
stone.
Patrol being alerted to this pursuit.
Yeah, that was
LA
just a
County
really
Sheriff
lucky one
still
for
the
that
lead
guy.
agency in
The
this
guy that
pursuit,
went under the bridge.
But he is going to run out of freeway here in the next several miles. He's going to be coming up here on the 91 freeway, just off the nose. Looking out the window here, he's got a little bit of traffic to contend with, and about another half mile to a mile, some more brake lights on the 110 freeway. Still managing to speed up here at 100 miles per hour.
He can outspeed a helicopter, but it's very rare. Even if he did, though, it wouldn't matter, because the helicopter would still have so much information to relay to the authorities, they'd be able to find him pretty quickly thereafter. Because they're communicating with each other during the whole thing.
Westbound 91
I can just get him later.
110 freeway. Another near miss there. Look at this. There's the night sun. Units following him off of the 110 freeway.
Yeah, it is a stolen car. That is correct. Quick text message while he's in traffic.
He's at the end of the 91. Turning off of Artesia, making a U-turn.
All right. Did I hear the word Artesian tossed around here?
Units, 3 units. Now
So I'm
about
going to throw an
make that
Artesian
U-turn
builds
with him
computer off the
as he transitions back
overpass
onto
there.
the 110 freeway. It looks like, or is he maintaining? This will put him underneath the 110, under the 110 freeway.
Oh,
Getting off
Artesia.
here,
Gotcha.
fishtailing slightly, taking that exit ramp or transition ramp a little too fast. Now getting onto the northbound 110, northbound 110 freeway.
It's a Volvo? No, it's an Audi.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a dangerous high-speed pursuit now on the northbound side of the 110 freeway. If you're just joining us, this all started in Orange County in the Buena Park jurisdiction, Buena Park rather, and Anaheim PD chasing the suspect up the 5 freeway into LA County. CHP and the Sheriff's Department chasing him up the 110 freeway before he got off and carjacked another vehicle. Now you see him in this black Audi. He is crisscrossing a number of South LA freeways and is now back on the northbound side of the 110 freeway and is what is nothing less than just a dangerous pursuit. We've seen several collisions
Yeah,
already.
this guy is unhinged.
That looked like that's still LA County Sheriff's helicopter. I think CHP is on the way out with their ship as well.
Bits
2
hot.
sheriff's units behind him. 3 actually.
Oh, I
3
heard that
units
went into
behind him.
effect. That's awful. Thank you, Tier 1 Kayla. What makes people think they can outrun the helicopters? Drugs, stupidity, desperation. I don't know, man. Maybe a cocktail of all 3.
Suspect jumping over into the express lanes, now using the shoulder to evade some of this traffic. Northbound side in the express lanes of the 110 freeway
Where's your
at
James
upwards of
and
80
Manny?
to 90 miles per hour, close to 100 now. Traffic a little bit lighter as he makes his way further north here, and then it's going to pick up once again once he passes the 105 freeway. So he's got a somewhat manageable stretch here where he could speed up again, but still you could see a little bit of a jam up there, and now he's got all 4 lanes to
This
play
guy
with
should be arrested, to
as
be
he comes
honest.
up on the 105
You don't
freeway.
say. The guy who broke into a home and then stole a car during the
getting up the
initial
105.
chase and is now engaged in this chase should be arrested.
105
Brother, you
west.
keep those hot takes to yourself, okay? I don't want to hear them. Things a tier 1 snap.
Westbound 105. He took the northbound 110 onto the westbound 105 ramp, now back on the westbound side of the 105. He's retracing his steps here as he has been on both of these freeways in the same area already a couple of times.
He
now
was
back on
clearly
the westbound side at
framed.
90 miles per hour, heading back towards the west.
It's a self-driving Audi. There's a ghost in the machine, and this
Another
guy is
exit
a
ramp here.
helpless victim.
Getting off the 105. Getting off the 105 back at Vermont. fixing for a northbound turn around that car, people crossing the street there, and he just whipped around onto the northbound side of Vermont Avenue. Another red light here. He's probably going to run it. Got a red light here. He's making the right on that red.
Accurate prediction.
I don't see those units behind him anymore. We'll see if they've been able to keep up with him. They are setting up for a spike strip at some point, but he has put a kink in those plans as I think that was before he got off the 110 freeway. So now he's on Imperial, coming up on Hooper, a southbound turn on Hoover rather.
Thanks, the resub, Chris.
Southbound Hoover under the 105 freeway. There's those units still on the 105. They're going to attempt to get off with them here. I don't know how close the closest unit is, but they are a ways back.
Not very close, I'll tell you that much.
Put some distance between him and
this guy was going
law enforcement
130
units once again. Southbound Hoover, just south of the 105 freeway. You see the night sun in the frame there. That is still LA County Sheriff continuing this pursuit. And now a turn into a more residential street. That's going to be 119th
in the
Street.
prime make. Well, that was wholesome. Thank you for that, Dragon. Hope you had a good night.
Units closing in on him now as he comes out on 119th and Figueroa, turning south now on Figueroa. We should stress again, we do not know if he is the only person in this vehicle. He quickly jumped into this vehicle, and we have no idea what.
I'm gonna just speculate that he is.
Victims in this car. In any event, this is a carjacking suspect now who has stolen this car in the middle of this pursuit, continuing the pursuit in this black Audi. 2 helicopters, low level, right behind it, right on it, right over him right now. That's going to be, I think, not only LA County Sheriff, but that's also LAPD, right? Both sheriff. 2 LA County Sheriff helicopters now right overhead. You can see the night sun as he approaches approaches Main Street here on 120th Street.
Thanks to the Prime PMax and the Bits Gandy. We plan on doing more of that, Gandy. I'd say just wait till we start doing that more actively. But that's super sweet.
Eastbound 120th. Wild left there through the red.
Almost threw the ass out of it.
Boulevard now going northbound. Just kind of making this up as he goes along. No clear destination here. He's obviously just doing whatever he can to lose these units and potentially find a hiding spot.
Oh yeah, he's gonna try and hide under the bridge here.
Now,
100%.
Underneath the freeway. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's under the freeway. He's under the freeway, probably dumping the vehicle. He's under the freeway, has not come out
the cops actually got there pretty quick.
A unit following him underneath.
Yeah, oh wow.
There he is, there he is.
Where'd this guy come from? Who's behind the wheel there? Is that Dominic Toretto? Like, Jesus Christ, that cop actually got there quick.
Now on 116th with the sheriff's unit right behind him. That primary unit now engaging the suspect once again. He's doing circles now underneath the 105 freeway.
He was absolutely about to dump that
units,
car.
A primary unit and a
But
secondary
that cop
unit right
rolled
the
in. He fucking scooted in sideways.
That's going to be 118th Street.
Thanks for resub, Dragon, Penguin,
These are
and
very
Corbin,
narrow
and Prime
residential
Call.
streets where he is zigzagging his way through. Again, all of this happening
Yeah, I saw that trailer, Jay.
here in South LA.
It's a new car. I don't think it is, man.
Close call here. Look at this cross traffic coming up on Central
I don't think
Avenue.
he had time.
Continuing a northbound turn onto Central. Again heading back towards the freeway and taking the freeway. Jumping on the eastbound side, this time going eastbound on the 105 freeway with a
It's a
full
Mercedes
pursuit
now.
contingent.
Here, why don't we solve this debate real quick? So we're at 18-13. Let's see. He entered with an Audi. I don't think he pulled some kind of crazy magic trick here and got a new car. I think you've convinced yourself. So let's see. He enters the bridge. Let's see if we can get the license plate, or at least some kind of identifying feature.
There, through the red, northbound Avalon Boulevard. Now going north.
I mean, I guess that's
northbound.
as good as that's gonna get.
Just kind of making this up as he goes along. No clear destination here.
And then let's see how it ends. Or see how he spits out. That's 100% the same car. It's not even close. I mean, he was only under there for like not even 10, 15 seconds before the cops rolled up. We were like right here. Like that's not, unless it was a Kia that he stole, he doesn't have nearly enough time to do that.
Traffic coming up on Central Avenue.
Kia is just
continuing.
You hop in and it'll just take you on a ride itself.
Turn onto Central.
Apparently, there's like no security on that shit. I guess.
Again, heading back towards the freeway and taking the freeway. Jumping on the eastbound side, this time going eastbound on the 105 freeway with a full pursuit contingent right behind him. That's all LA County Sheriff's units.
It's 100% a Mercedes now. It's definitely the same car, then they got it wrong about it being an Audi to begin with.
Who just happened to be there as well, it looks like. And he is all, again, he's not a part of this pursuit, but he is there maybe to perform a traffic break if they have an opportunity to. We are not seeing anything like that just yet because these speeds are so fast and this pursuit is so erratic. If he stays on the freeway, I would
God damn it! Now I'm too drawn into this. Here, let's pay attention to the trim here. I'm very confident this is the same car. Let's go back to one of their other close-ups. That would have been a speed run record of carjacking if he somehow pulled that off. Where's another close-up? I mean, I don't even need another close-up. You can still see the trim even on this.
At some point, but he has put a kink in those plans.
Yeah, I mean, it's just definitely the same car. If it's a Mercedes at the end, then they just got the call wrong about it being an Audi in the beginning.
He stays on the freeway, I would expect at the very least California Highway Patrol will try and
But it's
isolate
definitely the
this
same
vehicle
car.
by starting
I think
to
it's a tier 1 loser in the Prime Goblin.
traffic breaks. But right
New
now,
sub
it is all up
FT.
to LA County Sheriff's units to keep up with this pursuit. Jumping in the HOV lane at 95 miles per hour. Eastbound 105.
The rims are different. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to keep entertaining this. Are the rims different? Let's see. Okay, and then let's go to another one, an older one. Before he goes under.
Been on both of these freeways in the same area already a couple of times. Now back on the west.
No shot. There's more light on it here. Let me see if I can find one that's a little closer to the other angle. They had so many close-ups in the beginning, but I don't... Here. This one's a little too blurry. It's close enough. Silver rims, silver trim. Let's go back to this close-up. Did I go too far? Silver rims, it seems. Silver trim. Yeah, I mean, that's just the same fucking car.
It's the same. It's the same. That's the same car, right? Yeah. They said They said Mercedes, but that he was in the. Okay.
So they just got confirmation it's the same car too. I could have just let it fucking play.
Yeah. We're just double checking that. I heard that same thing. Oh no. He's in a Mercedes now.
Then they got the original call wrong. This
That's
is 100%.
a different car.
No shot. It's not.
Did he carjack somebody else under the freeway?
There's no shot. It's the same car.
Right. This is a different car. This is a different car.
Then he stole the exact same model. He had a clone waiting under the bridge.
Under the freeway. That's the only time.
The other car also had a sunroof. It had silver trim. It had silver rims. Same car. What? That makes no sense. There's no... I still don't believe that call. then it wasn't an Audi to begin with. There's no shot.
We've seen two separate cars in this pursuit now, and this is maybe the third car since this pursuit started. As we try and sort that out, he's continuing to do circles in the Willowbrook area, now coming up on Compton. He is coming up on Louise Street here as he makes his way through Compton. LA County Sheriff behind a new vehicle. This appears to be a Mercedes-Benz, a black, dark silver or gunmetal Mercedes-Benz, a four-door.
You don't know shit about cars? I know shit about cars that look absolutely identical.
Something very odd has happened in this pursuit, ladies and gentlemen. Can we re-rack that? Christina, are you able to? Christina, are you guys able to re-rack that somehow back there? We want to make sure that we're positive that was an Audi before.
Even they're second guessing it as well.
Northbound Alameda.
He was literally under the bridge for 15 seconds.
Now coming towards him.
You can't hotwire a modern car like that quickly. There'd be a victim of a carjacking. It'd be easy to confirm. The only way he'd get this car is if he literally threw someone out of it and took it. And in that case, you have a victim there who would easily be able to tell you, yeah, my fucking car just got stolen. There's no shot. You cannot steal a car that quickly. It was planned. I highly fucking doubt it. This was a home invasion gone wrong. How the fuck would they have planned it?
Might be somebody in the passenger seat. Scanner. Continuing northbound Alameda into oncoming lanes of traffic now, coming up on a red light.
Exhibit Sylvie, the Resubordits, and Julian. And Papa Mark. From the article online. Here. How is there already an article? This was 3 minutes ago. Authorities were chasing a black Audi, but once the car got under an overpass, the suspect hopped in a Mercedes-Benz and continued fleeing. It's unclear if there was another carjacking or if their driver was waiting for a Mercedes. How would that be unclear? If it was a carjacking, there'd be a victim. Like, I don't think anyone just parked under the overpass. These give subordinates in the tier 1 Shy Gal. Totally different car. If it's a different car, it's a very minorly different car. This man found clones. I think it's a tier 1 Yodi.
I just heard female driver. Am I the only one that heard that? Female driver? Is that even possible? Vehicle coming to a stop. Vehicle coming to a stop. 1, 2, 3, 4 suspects.
Shit.
We're going to follow the driver. 4 suspects running from that vehicle.
This makes it even less likely they got into another fucking car. How is that possible?
Now coming to a foot pursuit.
You had 9 fucking people in that car all of a sudden, like a clown car getting out?
LA County Sheriff's units with 2 of those suspects
in
up against
15
the wall.
seconds?
A foot pursuit now with the driver and another passenger. 4 people total in that vehicle. 4 people total. And now one of the drivers.
I don't understand at all how this actually
That is the driver
worked.
at gunpoint. We're going to come around here. LA County
What the fuck?
Sheriff
This feels
with
like
the
it's
driver
staged.
at
How?
gunpoint
How
on
is that
Firestone
possible?
Boulevard and Manchester Avenue. That Mercedes-Benz. The other way. Yeah, there's one more guy. Yeah, in there, right in there. Right in there. All right. The 4th suspect, at least the 4th that we're aware of, has now been cornered here. He is now being taken into custody. He is one of 4 people that we are aware of inside that Mercedes-Benz. That Mercedes is a separate vehicle from the one we joined you with at the top of our coverage. That was an Audi.
I can't
At
process
some point,
how the fuck
the
this worked
driver of
out.
that Audi made his way into a Mercedes with 4 other people who have now jumped out near
The
Firestone.
only way this tracks is during the chase, he called his friends and said, I need an out. So they met him under the overpass, but then they all drove together, so those fucking morons all just got themselves arrested. That's the only way this would possibly make sense, and it's the dumbest plan imaginable. That is actually the stupidest idea you could have ever had. Now they all get arrested. Because he was 100% alone in the beginning. You could see in the fucking front windshield. Holy shit. That is incomprehensibly stupid. That is painfully dumb. Thanks the resub Pog.
And Manchester, a lot of puzzle pieces.
This is
to
like
put
actually a
together here,
whole magical performance
but
in and of
a
itself.
wild chase coming to an end, and thankfully nobody was seriously hurt. We've seen a number of minor collisions in this pursuit, none of them serious. Fortunately, nobody hurt, at least 4 suspects in custody, a lot of blanks to fill.
Even if this worked out in their fucking favor, like even if they actually did make the car swap, they chose an almost identical car that the helicopter was still going to follow regardless. Holy shit, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They chose an identical vehicle, so the chase would have continued as planned. Holy shit. These are actually probably the dumbest criminals I think I've ever fucking watched. Well, aside from the guy who got himself arrested because he was wanted for murder and then called the police on McDonald's because they served him cold fries and he ended up going to jail for like 6 years. But like aside from that guy, these guys are up there. Holy shit.
In here, but just an incredible.
What do you mean, what? You guys don't remember that? We talked about that like 6 months ago. There was a criminal who was on the run for a while, and then he went to McDonald's, and he was really upset that he got served cold fries, so he called the police on McDonald's, and they obviously pulled his record. He had a warrant out for his arrest for like a big crime, and he got arrested for it. He literally self-reported because he got cold fries.
Incredible pursuit coming to an end here in Southeast LA, rather.
Thanks to tier 1. Potato soup. This is bafflingly like dumb to a level I would have never anticipated. What a plot twist. What an absolute fucking plot twist. Are we just ignoring the announcer when he said female driver? Is that even possible? Oh yeah, that was a really unfortunate thing he said. The reason he said that is because the suspect was a male, and you could see. Plus, the home invasion was committed by a guy, I believe. So I'm saying, a female driver, how is that possible? Because it was a guy that was on the chase the entire time. But the way it comes out makes it like seem like he's baffled a woman would be driving. So very unlucky for him, but what he meant is entirely normal. Like, how could it have gone from the male suspect who committed the crimes to now a female driver of the car? But yeah, that is unlucky.
I just heard female driver. Am I the only one that heard that? Female driver? Is that even possible?
He also does himself no favors with the way he says it. To be fair, like I can already see like the way he did it. He's got his headset on. He's like looking around. Women driving. Have we ever heard of this? But yeah, what he was referring to was the crime and the pursuit all the way up until that point was a guy and one guy. Thanks to the resub. Johnny, Quan in the Prime, Rogue, Forrest, and Raven. Thanks to the Prime cookies. No, that was a terrible plan, Sylvia, 100%. Wait, is that real, Raven? I'm sure I would have heard about that by now. When did that happen? Happened 2 days ago. I'll have to look into that. That's the first I've heard of that. Timestamp at 8:16 and you get a good view of the first car. Like 8:16 left, I imagine you mean? Or, no, you mean...
They have a better opportunity to catch up with him.
God, that's so fucking close, because it also seems to have the sunroof, the rims, the trim, everything. They literally chose an identical car to swap. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. The Audi logo? Oh, can you see it? I wasn't paying attention to that. Oh, yeah. Man, that is wild. That blows my fucking mind. No doubt he swapped. Well, at the very end, it's very clear they had to have swapped because this is a lone driver. Like, throughout the entire chase, you can see in here, it is one guy. Which means that the people he swapped with literally came 3 heads deep, and then they all got arrested together for the swap. So, 100%. Like, they did swap. I just can't believe that the car they chose to swap with was not only identical, but they all stayed in the car, too. I think it's a tier 1 Savage in the resub Wooly. The 3 people swapped into the driver's car. No, the car is different, 100%. It is a different car. Where did he go under the overpass? Here. No, where is it? Oh, right here. How fast did they do this? Let's see. It was actually like 15 seconds.
A primary unit and a secondary unit his way through a northbound turn, north of the freeway opportunity. He was in the end. This time going there as well.
God, it's so quick that I'm missing it just going back.
Traffic coming up on Central Avenue.
Nope, this is still the other one.
Now engaging the suspect once again. Freeway, he's not coming out.
There it is.
Just kind of making this up as he goes along. No clear destination here. He's obviously
here it is. Let's time it.
Just doing whatever he can to lose these.
You can see him stopping here, slowing down.
Find a hiding spot.
21 minutes on the dot.
Helicopters. In fact, now he's underneath the freeway. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's under the freeway. He's under the freeway, probably dumping the vehicle. He's under the freeway. And
here's the cop. 13 seconds.
You see a unit following him underneath.
13 seconds.
There he is. He's back on the other side, northbound side of the 105 freeway. Now on 100.
Fucking crazy speed. You can see them both before. Oh, can you? You can see the Mercedes go in. Let's see.
Avalon Boulevard now going northbound. Just kind of making this up as he goes along. No clear destination here. He's obviously just doing whatever he can to lose these units and potentially find a hiding spot to evade those helicopters. In fact, now
fucking
he's underneath the freeway.
Seconds.
He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's under the freeway. He's under the freeway, probably dumping the vehicle. He's under the freeway, has not come out the
Sneaky
other
plan.
side.
It's a stupid plan. Because even if the cop didn't show up so quickly, the helicopter immediately followed this car because it's almost identical to the car that goes in. So they still would have stayed pursuing them. It's a terrible plan. If they had chose a different car entirely, then yes. Then the plan would have been far more effective. What's the purpose of switching? At this point, nothing. Literally nothing. All that happened was he got more of his friends arrested because they stayed in the car for some reason. I guess, yeah, it could have been low on gas. That's a consideration. The cop also saw the swap. True, the cop was so quick that he actually did get to witness the swap. But the helicopter didn't. And the helicopter immediately picked up on the same car. Because it's so identical. They didn't even know it was swapped. So it was worthless. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Kokomo. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And thanks to the resub, Dolang, Lunar, the bits, Rogue, Hollow, and Schooled. The Prime Paul. Suspect was an Uber driver and picked up his 3 riders. Interesting fan theory. He's a tier 1 Jet Fox. Thanks to the resub, Grego. Couldn't they have switched cars and leave somewhat same time and they get the wrong person and the guy who did it leaves freely? You'd need a fall guy. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he also got 3 additional fall guys for him, but that just... You'd need someone to be like, alright, I'll do it. I'll take the heat for this one. Thanks to the resub, Big Tube, and the bits sharp. Thanks to the gift sub, Blue. What if he didn't switch? Like, what if he's still under the overpass right now? I mean, they'd left a unit back there, so I'm sure they would have checked the car, since it's still there, or was still there at least as of this moment. But yeah, there was a unit that stayed there. 2 cops showed up, didn't they? Thought there was 2 lights because they rolled in a group.
He's not coming out. He's not coming out. He's under the freeway. He's under the freeway, probably dumping the vehicle. He's under the freeway.
So here's
has
first
not come out
contact,
the
and
other side.
there's lights right here.
The freeway has...
Right here. So there's already another cop right there. What a hectic police chase. Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that ending reveal was pretty fucking crazy. I would have never expected that. You gonna play something tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna do some Dark and Darker. I wanted to finish watching this though, because it had just wrapped up. Thanks for the resub, Kaylee. Here, I'll download it now before I forget. I don't think it'll take long since I played the last playtest anyway, so it should be pretty quick. Thanks for resub, Nightmare. Oh, actually nothing carries over, does it? Okay. Thanks to Prime Metal and the resub, Nightmare. Have you heard of the Hawaii green laser rain? I don't think so. Thanks to the resub. Yeah. You ever do yoga before? No, I want to start doing yoga though. I feel like that'd be good to help me get more flexible. You did it with goats. Yeah, that was a one-time thing though. I want to like actually start trying yoga. The Onision court documents are wild. YouTube and Onision are both being sued. What? How is YouTube getting wrapped into that? Controversial former YouTube star Onision sued for allegedly grooming. He's been accused of using his popular YouTube channel to recruit, solicit, and groom underage... Oh man, holy shit. In here. All this downloads, we'll go over this, I guess. No, this is 3 hours old. This is happening right now. February 9th, 2023. Well, the update is 3 hours old, at least, on Rolling Stones. Yeah, this is following the 2019 stuff. Holy shit. God damn. Wait, they got a lot coming in here. Six other women who had past relations with Jackson also came forward and accused him of abuse. And this is already on the back of like the underage grooming stuff. This was a talking point for a long time. He had a whole website dedicated to like grading underage girls' bodies. Like this one, that's been known for a while. I'm glad action's finally being taken on that kind of shit. YouTube is also named as a defendant in a lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that by continuing to monetize Jackson's channels, even after several journalists and users notified them of the allegations, YouTube profit shared with Onision's channel. And it also alleges that by demonetizing Onision but not removing the channel or its videos from the platform entirely, YouTube is still profiting from the content. Yeah, this is still a baffling decision. Like, okay, we agree that he was likely grooming children, maybe abuse as well, we agree. So he's not making money anymore, but he gets to stay on the platform. Okay. They're right, YouTube does still profit from that, even if he's not making money off it. Wow. This will be very interesting to see how it plays out. God damn. Thanks, resub Adria and the 5 gift subs Chase. So who's suing? Well, it seems like it's a big civil lawsuit that's been ongoing and now just kind of coming out. Thanks to resub Gerudo. Go listen to the songs he just uploaded, they're unhinged. That guy is one of the biggest fucking weirdo losers the internet has ever produced. I already know exactly what that shit's gonna be. It's gonna be the edgiest, goofiest, most awful, cringe shit ever. But keep in mind, this is the same guy that after the Chris Hansen shit had his, like, crying meltdown, where he's like, look at me! Look at me! With his like, iPhone out and all that shit, and he's like eating his own ass. I have no desire to see what he's doing now to try and make some kind of... The only time Onision ever gets more than like 1,000 views these days is when the grooming and abuse shit comes up. And then he leans into it for about a week, gets like 1 million, 2 million views, and then he goes right back into the shadows. Thanks to the resub. Gucci Mane and Gerudo. And the resub Drayden. Very active on Twitter. I see him commenting everywhere. Yeah. He is very active on Twitter, which sounds about par for the course for a guy like him. Thanks to the resub Memeto. Thanks to the resub Kalut. And the resub Kickass. YouTuber named Onision. Thanks for another 5 gift subs, Jason. Thank you for that, man. Oh, I forgot he actually has children of his own. That is extremely concerning. Yeah, I actually forgot all about that. He's a father. Do they live with him? I don't remember. It's been so long since I bothered to give even an ounce of thought to this fucking worm. Has he been sued before? Yeah, you might remember he went to court in a bulletproof vest and his beanie. And then he got laughed out of court because he represented himself like a fucking idiot. So yeah, he's very familiar with court. How's he still relevant? He's not. Like I said, his name only comes up when it's about his grooming and his abuse. That's the only time his name comes up anymore. That's actually it. But I mean, this shit's been known for a minute. Again, he had an entire website dedicated for like little girls to send him pictures of them like close to nude so that way he could grade their bodies. And I remember back in the day, the controversy wasn't even him grading underage girls' bodies. It was him being mean to them and body shaming the ones that he didn't think were attractive, which is fucking unhinged. Yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. Can't believe you actually got them to send photos. Why? This guy was huge in early YouTube for children. Girls everywhere watch this shit. He's a tier 1 counter. It's legit been a decade. I know. It's been a long time. Been a long, long time. And the people who still love him don't exist. I didn't even read the rest of the sentence. There's no such thing as people that still love him. He does not have an audience anymore. Like I said, the only time his name ever even comes up and the only time people ever even engage with him is when the grooming and the abuse shit come up. He has nothing. He's the resub moose. And the Bits Nexus and the anonymous 2 gift subs. His audience is on his website. He still has a small one. Oh, does he still have that fucking cult? I thought that disbanded during the last blow up. Maybe you're right. Maybe he does still have that website. I don't see it still. Oh, no, it is still up. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he still does have his tiny cult. Does Onision have a cucking fetish? I don't know. I remember his OnlyFans had a lot of cuckoldry on it. Made a whole video on his OnlyFans once. He used to use like crude 3D models to represent himself with a small penis while his wife was getting fucked by other people and while he himself was getting fucked by other people that he himself was watching. So it was like a clone of himself. Yeah, the guy's like deeply disturbed. Obviously. He's a tier 1 Maddie. Doesn't YouTube have a defense case where they're sort of just publisher? Wouldn't this be squashed Wouldn't this be like Squanch Games getting in trouble over Justin Roiland and still making money from High on Life? Well, they have had that designation for a long time. It's a protection that every social media platform has where they're not like necessarily responsible for the content itself. But if they were alerted to criminal activity taking place on their platform and they agreed that criminal activity was taking place and their response wasn't to get rid of it, it was to still monetize it, then they're in a bit of hot water. So a more apt comparison, if you're going to use Squanch Games and Justin Roiland, is if they came out and said, we know everything he did is wrong and it's all very true, but we are still keeping him here to monetize off of his name and his brand. That puts you in hot water. Because now you're knowingly allowing the criminal activity to continue and profiting from it. So if they can actually argue that in court, that would be a bit of an issue for them, but that's a tough thing to actually argue. Though it is weird. It is very weird because they did rule against him. They ruled against him. But instead of like suspending him, they just took his money away, but they still make money off of him. Look at the tier 1 snaps. The Bits Crosby. Thanks to give sub snaps in the resub up. Brett Favre suing Shannon Sharp. That's what someone in chat said earlier. For defamation, right? It's fucking cringe. I haven't looked at it yet. I'll look at that at some point. Okay, I'm going to take a little tinkle and then we'll do some dark and darker. Back in 2 seconds. Thanks to resub, Bad and Matt.